She doesn't even go here.
Yesterday I did Gucci, and today Fendi, so
it's hot. Hey, it's Nikki Jensen.
And Brie Piccone.
And we're Late to the Party, a weekly podcast about film, fashion, and pop culture from two best friends mentally in Genovia in 2001.
Yeah. Picking pears.
Yes, the Genovian national fruit.
Yep.
Which I just read, I guess Meg Cabot, the author of Princess Diaries, she was like very involved with the filming of this movie. And she started to tear up in the scene where they're singing the Genovian national anthem.
Really?
Because she said like something to the effect of, it was so emotional to listen to a national anthem written about a fictitious country that like I just made up.
Wow. I mean, I guess maybe it would be like for if you created it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
It is. Eating pears, singing the Genovian national anthem.
Genovia seems like a cool place to be. Like, I want to go there.
I do too. As a kid, I knew Genovia wasn't real, but it was like the Harry Potter of it all, where I was totally like, when I turn 11, I'll find out I was a princess of Genovia.
Yeah, you're like, I'm waiting to find out. Julie Andrews is my grandmama.
Totally. I had that, belief.
Same. And then the time passes.
Yes. Just like I thought Hedwig would come to my windowsill.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for both to happen,
I mean,
late blooming princess. This could happen.
For sure. Well, to be continued. Maybe one day Brie won't be here on the pod.
So I have duties and responsibilities now.
Your wizard/princess duties. But yeah, we are talking about the Princess Diaries today, starring Anne Hathaway and directed by Gerry Marshall, our man.
Our man.
What is your relationship with the Princess Diaries?
I don't remember not knowing this movie. Like, I feel like it's always existed to me. I remember watching it a lot with you, like, during, like, sleepovers and stuff. We would, like, wear out that DVD.
A sleepover mainstay.
Yes. Because we'd always watch, like, a double feature situation, because we wouldn't fall asleep right away. We'd have to watch something and then something to fall asleep to.
For sure. Well, you and I at sleepovers as kids, we were the rambunctious ones that would not go to sleep. I remember so many times we wanted to stay up until 2 a.m.
And we did.
Oh, for sure.
Everyone else was asleep and we're like, oh, they're so boring.
Like at 9 o'clock they were out and we were like, bitches, little bitches. Like,
yep.
You can't hang. So
yeah,
it'd be like the Princess Diaries and then something wild. Like a Rob Schneider movie or something. Just something.
The hot chick.
The hot chick. Oh. The Princess Diaries was for the masses, and then,
everyone else is asleep and we're just watching the hot chick.
Or, like, I remember a lot of Nick at Night.
Yes.
Just being like, hey, let's watch All in the Family.
Yeah, totally. Some Fresh Prince.
For sure. Full House.
Yep.
Cap the night off with some morals. Speaking of, like, nightcaps, though, Brie, I am so flabbergasted by Gerry Marshall's film career.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because there's so many parallels with The Princess Diaries to Pretty Woman.
Yes.
And it's so cute, and I love Pretty Woman, and this is one of my favorite movies.
The Princess Diaries.
The Princess Diaries. But there's a lot of, like, the back half of Gerry Marshall's directing catalog is the weirdest.
Like, lay it on me. Like, what do you mean?
Okay, so, like, the other day, I was flipping through Hulu.
Oh, Hulu.
Not sponsored, but open to it. And I clicked on Georgia Rule, which I'd never seen before, but I know that, like, Lindsay Lohan, this is the movie where she was, like, showing up late on set and everyone, just, like, peak hard times.
Yeah.
I could not get through that movie. I thought it was just going to be like, when I was like, oh, it's directed by Gerry Marshall. It's not the same.
Why? What is it about even? Like, I've never seen this movie. Is it, like, not lighthearted?
It's not. And it's like 3 generations of women.
Like the Yayas?
Kind of like the Yayas. Except it was just... There was something different about it, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, like a New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, I think is Gerry Marshall's last film, which...
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. I feel like we've maybe gone through this before, but like, in my mind, he's still alive.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, so I guess my point is I don't know what he was doing in the later half of the career, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, going through Gerry Marshall movies... So yeah, he died in 2016, so shortly after the release of Mother's Day.
So that was his last one, huh?
Yeah. He did Overboard.
Oh, yeah.
Love that movie.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beaches with Bette Midler. Pretty Women. Frankie and Johnny.
Oh.
Exit to Eden, a movie called Dear God, The Other Sister,
Runaway Bride,
Runaway Bride, which, you know, I have a fondness for in a weird way.
Yeah.
It's your favorite movie, though, you know?
Of all time.
The Princess Diaries, Raising Helen, that was Kate Hudson. I think she's on the movie poster with Uggs.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement.
So good.
So yeah, I guess it was just the back half where it's Georgia Rule, Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, and Mother's Day.
Just all the holidays there.
Yes.
Interesting switcheroony, you know?
It is very interesting that he's like doing, you know, from the beginning, like so many different things. And then all of a sudden at the back half, he's like, you know what? I think we should have this. Like, it's not an anthology, but it's... What would you even call that?
I don't know. Maybe he just got tired, or maybe he just likes celebrating holidays. I know, like, on the set of Princess Diaries, he did a lot of things to... Like, when a holiday would come around, he would do it up. Like, they had pumpkin carving contests. They celebrated people's birthdays. So maybe he just has a love for holidays. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it, because I don't know what you call that. Like, I don't know.
Oh my god, have you seen the video, the behind the scenes of Gerry Marshall's birthday on the set of the Princess Diaries? And Whitney Houston singing him happy birthday?
And Julie Andrews. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
So special. Can you imagine? Whitney Houston at your birthday?
I mean, in my dreams.
Singing happy birthday to you?
Oh, to have Nippy sing me happy birthday?
Wow.
But yeah, so the Princess Diaries... It is one of my favorite films. Like, I quote it all the time. It's
Shut up.
If I'm not enough of a freak already, let's add a tiara. You know?
Yeah.
But, Voltaire, hair.
I know, I'm trying to think what else.
Please don't crush my soy nuts.
Don't crush my soy nuts. Oh my god.
But no, this movie, it's a seminal movie in my life. It's one of those movies where I do remember the first time I saw it. I don't know if you were there, but it was like, this movie came out around my birthday time. So I gathered all my friends in my neighborhood and we went to the movies to see the Princess Diaries. It was like a big deal.
Yeah. I'm like, was I there? Like, when did this movie come out?
2001.
2001. So we would have been friends.
We would have.
Yeah, I'm like, was I there? I don't know. I feel like I was there.
Probably.
I would have had to be there, right?
Probably.
I don't know. You know, my memory is like the worst. So.
But yeah, I remember going to the movies and being like, my life. I think it was like also that age too. It was just like that right age where... I got to absorb things. And I was like, oh, this is like a real movie for me.
Yeah.
Or for like Anne Hathaway. I'd never seen someone on screen that I related to more than Mia at that time. Yeah. So it was just, it hit at the right time. And it was like a tween movie before I was a tween.
Yes.
You know, I don't know. It was like a gateway.
It's a gateway. No, she's like really relatable. Like Anne Hathaway, Mia.
I mean, I would argue that what Gerry Marshall did for Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, he does for Anne Hathaway in this.
Oh, he does. Totally. I mean, have you seen her audition tapes and like how she's like already kind of clumsy and she's not like super confident and stuff? It's like she's already kind of like Mia, and I don't know, but then she transforms and just
she gets the Pretty Woman treatment.
she gets the basically, yeah.
And A Star Is Born.
A Star Is Born.
And now we have Anne Hathaway all the time, thanks to Gerry Marshall.
I know. It's so wild thinking about this being like her breakout role. Like,
because before that she did like a random Disney Channel show, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Like she's like fresh.
I can't imagine like if anyone else was Mia. Like it'd be so different, or like her career trajectory might be different, but
who knows? I feel like I know that Anne Hathaway's talked about how after the Princess Diaries, she was sort of pigeonholed into like the Disney Channel or like the Disney,
like the good girl.
Yeah, like kind of typecast, kind of like, oh, you're for kids type of deal. And it was hard for her to break out of that and mature.
It'd be like a serious actor.
Yeah, because like even, you know, because I think the year after Ella Enchanted, which would be 2004, and The Princess Diaries 2, she does Brokeback Mountain.
That's right. I still haven't seen Brokeback Mountain.
You'd enjoy it. I think you'd enjoy it. But like she's the only one that doesn't get nominated for an Oscar. And granted, her role is really small, but she's equally as good as Michelle Williams, in my opinion. But she's still in that box.
Yeah.
And it's not until The Devil Wears Prada where she can, you know.
Yeah. We see her kind of grow up and kind of take on a more serious role. And then she's in Les Mis.
And then she gets the Oscar for Les Mis.
Yeah.
So.
Rightly so.
Yeah. Yes. It was 11 years after The Princess Diaries.
And then wasn't she in Ocean's? Was it Ocean's 11? Ocean's 10? Ocean's 8? Ocean's 8.
With Sandra Bullock.
I can't keep track of all the
She's
Oceans.
in that one, but she's in everything now.
Yeah.
She's with Robert De Niro in The Intern, riding a bike through the office.
I love that.
She's, you know.
I feel like it's worked out for her. I feel like she still has so much. Like, I feel like she's still in, like, the early parts of her career, in a way. Like,
I think so. I mean, she's 40, but she's someone that, like, has done a lot in her carer.
Yeah. In my mind, she's like 30. Like, I feel like she could be cast as like 30, though.
She looks so good.
Yeah.
She still looks so good. I don't know. She's someone that's just never stopped for me. I think, yeah, it was like Rocky. Like, she got typecast after The Princess Diaries, but she, like, saw it through. Mm-hmm. She's just talented.
She is.
Yeah. Did you ever read, because The Princess Diaries is based on the novels by Meg Cabot.
Yes.
Did you read those novels growing up?
I did not. I didn't even know they were based on a book. Did you?
Yes, I did not. I remember zoning out just because I watched the movie before I read the books. So I remember kind of just being like, oh, this deviates so much.
Yeah.
I am too into the movie. Like, this is my universe.
I know that the setting's different. Like, the movie's in San Francisco, but the book, is it New York or LA?
It's New York, because it was going to be called The Princess of Tribeca at one point.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
No. The Princess Diaries is the way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Gerry Marshall chose San Francisco to be closer to his grandkids.
Oh, that's so sweet. And they make an appearance too, right? I heard that they were like the deciding factor to get Anne Hathaway in there because she had the best princess hair.
And that's the way, that's how we should do all of our casting, to be honest.
Leave it up to the little kids.
Yeah.
They're honest. They're going to tell you straight up, like, if you look ugly or something, they're going to, you know.
Or like who to pick. It's just an essence. They're strictly vibes.
Yeah.
They go off that. Yeah, no. So this film opens with a very Pretty Woman-esque intro.
Yes.
Which, it's the city of San Francisco, very much like it's LA in Pretty Woman, with like the title card, The Princess Diaries, and
I love that. Yeah.
Right away, I just know it's going to be a banger. Just like Pretty Women when they have, what is it, the king of wishful thinking?
Yeah.
Just like vibing. This one has the same thing.
And then like Mia's just kind of scooting around on the hills, like
on her razor scooter.
Yeah.
Just running into trash cans and
yeah. It paints the picture.
100%. It does. I mean, like Mia Thermopolis is Anne Hathaway's character, and how would you describe Mia?
Okay, she's awkward. She's quirky. She's shy.
Invisible,
yeah.
and she likes it.
And she likes it. Yeah, she wants to stay that way. She's like, don't look at me. I don't know.
She's like, I'm shy.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because like her best friend Lily is like the opposite. She's like, look at me, shut up and listen. I'm gonna have like a radio show. You know what I mean? Or like, you know.
Well, as a kid, I never caught on to the San Franciscoification of like every character. Like Lily is such a like early 2000s like liberal e-girl of sorts.
Yeah.
I never picked up on that as a kid. I never picked up on like when we finally meet all the kids at Grove High School, just like the little touches that like are very stereotypically like San Francisco.
Like how so?
Like, well, Mia's mom's a granola mom.
Oh,
or like an almond mom.
True. Almond and granola.
Yeah, she's like totally like a new wave hippie lady.
I love that though. I remember like, okay, can we talk about Mia's mom for like a quick sec? Like I just remember thinking she was the coolest.
I think so.
I'm like, I want to grow up to be Mia's mom. I want to like have like, you know, I'm like, I want to be an artist. I want to take a bunch of like balloons and fill them with paint and throw darts at them.
100%. I still think she's the coolest, and I think you're on your way. Brie.
Yeah, you think so? I'm trying.
Brie.
I've got my funky pants.
You are Mia's mom. Yes. No kids, but a mother.
Yeah. Oh.
But no, I love Mia's mom, and I love her like 3-story. Used to be a fire like station.
Yes.
Home.
I love that. They have like the fire pole. I love when like Mia comes down the fire pole for like breakfast or to, you know, just like on the daily. How cool would that be? And you have your own tower?
Yes.
I was so jealous. Just saying.
You were like
it made.
You were like well, so we are introduced to Mia in the beginning riding her scooter, but before anyone else, we are introduced to Mr. Robitusan.
Oh yeah, Mr. Robitusan.
Which I feel like this is just you describing Mia. like sitting just like...
There she was. Bumping into my trash cans again.
Which still, very San Francisco-y dude. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like this artistic, kind of bohemian.
There is a bohemian aspect, yeah.
Yeah, which I never picked up on as a kid. I was like, well...
I didn't either.
These are just people.
Yeah.
But I like the little touches.
Same.
Shout out to Gerry Marshall. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, also in the opening, Supergirl. Like,
can we talk about this song? It was everywhere on Disney Channel, everywhere on Radio Disney.
Yeah.
Who is this girl?
Who is this girl? Actually, who sings Supergirl?
Where did she come from? Where did she go?
Where'd she go? It is a banger.
It is.
And she's like, I'm Supergirl. I'm here to save the world, but who's going to save me? So deep, those lyrics.
So deep. Oh my God, the soundtrack to Princess Diaries, kind of like Pretty Women in the way that... Okay, so Pretty Women's soundtrack, it sounds bad. Just like looking at a sound, like the listing.
Yeah.
But in the context of the movie... You're like, yeah, I'm vibing it. And this is like the radio Disney-ification of it.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite parts, like if we're talking about the soundtrack.
Yes.
There's like an emotional scene. I mean, this is jumping ahead a bit, but you know, Mia and Michael, is it? Lily's brother?
Yes.
You know how they have like the little like flirtation ship for a while? but she like stands him up or something. Anyway, there's like a scene where like after she stands him up, it's like this song. I don't know what it is, but I wrote down some of the lyrics. It was like, too many feelings, emotions running away with me. And I was like, it was like so cheesy, but it fit, you know, in the moment. Like,
definitely. Is it this one?
oh, this sounds like it. This definitely sounds like it. Yeah, just. I'm pretty sure this is it.
Is it this one?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, this is BB Mac, Miss You More.
Wow.
Which BB Mac had a moment.
There's BB Mac.
Don't ask me who they are, but they're one of those like trios, kind of like an Evan and Jaron. You know, they're like track number 5 on a Now That's What I Call Music 6 or 7, you know? They had that song, I think it was called like Back Here, which was like a bop as a kid. Cause like I would get, you know, like FYE, they would have CDs. I feel like an old person.
No,
back in my day, you would just buy singles on a CD.
Yeah. Hey, it's not our fault that technology advanced so quickly
in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to think though. Like one day we're at the music store buying singles in CD form, and then like literally 2 years later we're downloading them off iTunes.
Yep, exactly. The world moves fast.
It does. But what was the point? Oh, the soundtrack. So there was some BB Mac. There was Aaron Carter's cover of Little Bitty Pretty One.
Yes, I clocked that one too. I was like, wait a minute. And I'm like, wait, who is singing this? And then I saw it was Aaron Carter. It's like such a weird, like, I mean, that song is so like interesting anyway, like in movies, like, because it's like old timey.
It's Matilda.
It makes me, it made me think of Matilda. Yeah. But I'm like, wait, Aaron Carter sang this? Like, that's odd. I don't know.
He was a Little Bitty Pretty One then.
Yeah, I'm like, who was he to sing Little Bitty Pretty One? But whatever.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say though about these songs out of context. Seem like the worst songs on a soundtrack, but in context they slap.
Yeah.
Like, I love the Backstreet Boys song, What Makes You Different Makes You Beautiful. Into that one. And of course, Stupid Cupid by Mandy Moore.
Oh yeah, Stupid Cupid. That stuck out to me, like, as a kid. I remember being like, that's kind of a bop. Like, low-key, like, thinking that song would be, like, around in my adult life for some reason, but it's not.
Is that a real song?
Yeah, I think it's, like, from the 60s or 50s or something, like...
Yeah, it was originally recorded by Connie Francis. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because I feel like we will talk about Mandy Moore and we will talk about Stupid Cupid.
Yeah, we will.
So put a pin in that.
For sure.
And we will talk about Miracles Happen. But yes, back to the beginning. Let's go back. Sorry, back to the beginning. Oh my God, I wrote Mr. Robitusan's in his adaptation era.
Love that.
Which he really does, like, he's going through it, and he might be my favorite character.
Yeah,
Forget Mia.
He's always got, like, his robe on, and he's, like, it's not, like, he's just, like, looking disheveled, you know? And, like, he hasn't combed his hair in weeks or slept in weeks. He's just stumbling around.
Writing. About the teenager next door.
Yeah, and anyone else who crosses his path. I love when he writes about Joe.
Yes.
He's like, that's exactly what a spy would say or something, and it just like runs away with these ideas.
I love when he's first introduced to Julie Andrews, like the queen, and he goes like something about the European lady, something, but didn't stay for tea.
Yeah.
Like he's writing it down. Like I want to know Mr. Robitusan's version of the Princess Diaries.
Yes, can we see that? Like the alternative, like through his eyes. Like I want to see his adaptation of the Princess Diaries.
I do too. The adaptation, because he's like living that.
Exactly.
Maybe that is his. When Mr. Robitusan goes back into his home, he's like Nick Cage. It's just this.
I think so. He kind of looks like he has that look about him.
Yeah. Meryl Streep's inside.
Oh my god. He's like in the thick of it.
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't know. I just made a note again about scooters and how everyone was scooting.
Do you remember Razor scooters being the coolest thing? But also when you would ride on a Razor scooter, like how many times it would hit your ankle?
Yes, that was very painful. I got so many bruises on my ankle, for sure.
I'm still like, I have PTSD from Razor scooters hitting my ankle. Like I can feel it now.
I can feel it too. My ankles are tingling. Because it's like hard metal. They're like, I don't know, like at least 10, 15 pounds, maybe just the bottom part. Maybe not that heavy, but it feels like it when it swings and hits you.
So people are missing today. I know we have like bird scooters and whatever, but people today don't know the pain.
Yeah, they don't know the pain. Also, your one leg getting like tired.
Yeah, you're just... Oh my God, can you imagine scootering up and down the hills of San Francisco?
No, like that seems so difficult. I think down the hill would be fun to a point, except for like braking.
How do you stop? Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be scary.
It gives me a lot of anxiety.
Me too.
Actually. I'm like, how do you stop?
The hills of San Francisco, just in general.
Driving down them. I mean, this is a problem in the Princess Diaries, too.
It's a real problem.
The hill. Yeah. Well, speaking of hills, I don't know how I'm going to transition. The hills are alive with the sound of Julie Andrews.
Amen.
So yeah, Mia is like living this fabulous San Franciscan artsy fartsy lifestyle with her single mom and her best friend Lily, and just happy being invisible, having this mass of hair.
I love it.
In the bushiest of eyebrows.
Literally. I know. I was confused. Like, I guess it's all makeup. Like, her eyebrows don't really look like that, which makes sense. But at the same time, I don't know. They did a really good job with the makeup. But I guess I had to draw on individual hairs and like attach, like glue hairs onto her eyebrows. Like, they really did it up.
Genius. I mean, I even love, like, I don't know why, but I didn't realize at the time that the curly hair is a wig.
I didn't either. I even in my notes now, I'm like, wait, is that her natural hair and she straightens it? Or like, what is it? Because it looks so real.
It's a wig, and they called it, like, they lovingly referred to it on set as the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like a wig, clip-in extensions, that type of deal.
They did a good job.
They did.
Yeah. Hair and makeup should get some type of award for that.
It was Palo.
It was all Palo.
But yeah, Mia works at Rock Around the Clock, which is a genius name for a rock climbing studio.
Love it.
I love it too. I love how she's just like content. Like this is an interesting like Cinderella story of sorts, because Mia's kind of content. Like, she's not cool. You know, besides having like this insane crush on the guy from Brink. You know, she's like pretty content.
Right. Yeah. She's like, I don't know if I need to be a princess. I don't know if I want to. Nah, whatever. Like,
she like really loves, like, she doesn't love being sat on, but she's like cool with like going to class and being sat on and invisible, and then after school rock climbing.
Yeah.
And riding her Razor scooter.
Yeah, that's all. She's a simple gal.
She has a cat named Fat Louie.
Yeah.
One more, can you?
Her other bestie.
Yeah.
I love Fat Louie too. He's so cute.
I do too.
I always wanted to get a cat named Fat Louie.
It's not too late.
Yeah.
I love Fat Louie. I wrote the wig is wigging. That was
the wig is wigging. I love that.
Oh my God. I love in like the opening scenes. So we're introduced to all the kids at the school, which is like a private school, and they're all dressed in like uniforms.
Yeah, which I always thought like their uniforms are really cool.
They're the cutest uniforms.
Yeah, and I went to a private school and we had uniforms or whatever, but they weren't like that. It was not a fun time. I don't know. I'm jelly.
No, those were cute uniforms.
Yeah.
Which I know that in like debate class, Mia is all for uniforms because they're equalizers.
Yeah. Good point.
It is. I mean, she should have just been like, because they're pretty cute. And then enough said.
Like, I like these long skirts.
Yeah. But when we're introduced to everyone, so we're introduced to Josh, who has the blonde, like, 90s hair.
Yep.
And then we're introduced to Lana and the Fantanas.
Yeah, I was confused by that because I'm like, wait, is that their stage names? Or
she's Lana and Anna and Montana.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. I'm like, did they make up? There's no way that those 3 girls have names that rhyme. Like, what are the odds?
Well, that's why they're friends, Brie.
I guess so.
But they're like the popular girls. So the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Mandy Moore is the head of the...
She's very convincing.
I love Mandy Moore.
Same. I always forget that she acted in my mind. Like, because her musical career too.
You forget about that as well. What does Mandy Moore do to you?
No. Like, I think about, it's like the two can't exist. Like, there's like alternate timelines in my mind. Either she sang or she acted, and I forget. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Spit take.
You don't know about Mandy Moore?
Do you know Gerry Marshall says he doesn't do spit takes? Like, there's no spitting in Gerry Marshall films.
Good, because spitting's nasty. So
yeah.
My man Gary again with the goods.
Yeah.
I love Mandy Moore. She was like my favorite late 90s like Britney clone.
Yeah.
Because, after Britney and Christina and like the bubblegum pop of it all, we got like Jessica Simpson, Mandy Moore, bunch of others that you probably don't remember and I don't remember. But Mandy Moore was my favorite.
Yeah.
Something about her. Also, Candy still hits today. Great song.
It does.
I
wonder how she's doing. I wonder what she's up to these days.
Well, she was on not The Last of Us. This Is Us. She was on that show forever.
Oh, wow.
But she acts still, but I was obsessed with her acting career.
Yeah.
I'd love to watch her. Remember How to Deal. She's really great in Saved.
Yeah, I guess I stopped following her career. I don't know what it was. I've definitely seen her in things though. Like, I feel like I've seen her in romantic comedies.
What's your favorite Mandy Moore song? Because I have a favorite like Mandy Moore era even.
Okay.
I was a Mandy stan.
Yeah. Stupid Cupid. No.
Number 1. Stupid Cupid's a bob.
Honestly, I don't know.
In My Pocket is my favorite. I think it was a sleigh. Even the music video was a sleigh.
I just don't know why she wasn't bigger.
I think it's because her acting took off.
Maybe that was it.
Like, I think after A Walk to Remember, like, I remember her really quick, like, cutting her hair short into, like, a shaggy early 2000s do and dyeing it brunette.
Yes.
And she was just an actor, and people really vibed with that. So I think...
Maybe that's what it is. She changed her hair. I don't know who she is. She's reborn.
She was. And then now... Well, she was the voice of Tangled.
She literally was Tangled. She cut her hair and went brunette. That's like the story. I know there's more to it, but
yeah. She married and divorced Ryan Adams for a bit. She's had a life, but
right.
My Pocket's a sleigh. How to Deal is one of the funniest unintentional movies of all time. Saved is great.
Because I Said So.
Never saw that, but it's with Diane Keaton.
Diane Keaton, it was good.
Did you see Because I Said So?
I don't know. I don't know if I saw it or just saw the previews so many times. I feel like I did.
It's always in my suggested now.
Yeah.
Like, I think every time I hop on Max.
I've seen it on TV, like, scrolling. Like,
Oh, my point, though, was my favorite, like, intro to all, like, Mia's peers. It's when they're in band class and Mia is just, like, vibing on the drums.
Yeah.
Just, like, in her own world. Which I don't know why that reminds me of you so much.
Vibing on the drums.
Well, she's, like, slightly keeping the rhythm and she's just, like, feeling herself.
I love that.
But I love how Michael, played by Robert Schwartzman.
A real musician, by the way.
Yeah, Rooney. One of my first celebrity crushes. I was in love with him. So it's funny because, like, he's sitting at the piano, actually playing the piano, and Josh is like pretending to play the piano and everyone's swooning over him, but he's like clearly pretending to play. It's like so over the top, while right beside Michael, who's, you know, just has his head down and just like doing it. It's just the funniest scene that I never picked up on, is he's like over the top, just like he's, I don't know, Jerry Lee Lewis doing Great Balls of Fire or whatever. So
I love that whole scene too. Like, they're really vibing in this like band practice, and then they sing "Catch a Falling Star," which I always thought was really cute.
You get to hear Mandy Moore really shining, with the high notes.
Oh yeah, Sandra Oh was also in this. Like, she's one of the teachers. I was like, wait a minute, I did like a double take.
Miss Gupta, love it. But yeah, we, you know, early on in the movie, we're introduced to Mia's grandma, who has to tell her this big secret, and they have to meet at the embassy.
Yes.
Which is another favorite scene of mine, when she like walks into the grounds of the embassy, and she's like walking on the grass, and they tell her in like 10,000 different languages to get off the grass.
Get off the grass. But yeah, I don't know the other one. It's hilarious.
Yes. And we're introduced to Julie Andrews. Which, first impressions of Julie, like, what are your thoughts on Julie Andrews?
I love Julie Andrews. I'm going to quote Whitney Houston and say, she is our Cinderella. And she belongs to England, but she also belongs to us. I don't know. Everyone loves Julie Andrews. Like, she's like royalty. I don't know. Like, there's just something about her. Like, she's so like proper and like kind, and she can wear a tiara well.
Very much so. I think, like, you know how, you know, Tom Hanks is the people's like dad, like everyone's dad. I think Julie Andrews is everyone's grandma.
Yeah.
Just even before this movie, there's just something about her that,
like, she will take care of you. She's gonna make sure you're in good hands. But she's gonna be like kind of strict, but not too strict. She'll like, you know, take you out to the what is it? The boardwalk. What are those places called where there's
like
games?
The pier,
and to the arcade and arm wrestle.
Okay.
You know,
like, she's so prim and proper, but like when she gets down, it's a sight to see. I love Julie Andrews
when she flies on the mattress. Princess Diaries 2, right?
Yes, but with such grace.
Such grace.
But it's funny, like, Julie Andrews, you know, is introduced to the world pretty much with like Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music, and, you know, everything in between. But in 1997, she has like some throat surgery or vocal surgery, and so she can't sing. And so this is like, is this her first movie after that? I know it's a comeback of sorts for her.
I thought so. I was pretty sure that was,
because I know for, you know, a while, well, because that's why it was such a big deal for Princess Diaries 2 when she sings with Raven.
Oh my god, don't get me emotional.
She's 87 years old.
Honestly, she looks amazing.
She does. Okay, I guess she never recovered from a botched attempt to remove nodes from her vocal cords. So that's the situation on that. Oh, okay. So from 1991 or 92, I guess, to 2000, she did not do any like film work. She was on Broadway doing Victor Victoria from 95 to 97, and Dr. Dolittle, and the West End from 98 to 99. So she does some stage work, but she's not doing a lot in this time. So The Princess Diaries is a return of sorts. This is her comeback.
I love that. She shines in this role. Like, I can't imagine anyone else, like, being the Queen of Genovia.
Was anyone else even considered?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they said we need to get Julie Julie Andrews. I was gonna say Julia Roberts. That's not right. Yeah, Julie Andrews. I don't know if it was Whitney Houston. I don't know. One of the producers said they wanted her.
I don't want anyone else. Like, this is, I think the movie works so well. Mainly, it is Julie Andrews. It is Anne Hathaway as well. I think it's the same thing as like the Devil Wears Prada, in the way that Meryl Streep is the movie, essentially, and Anne Hathaway does a really good job of keeping it grounded up at like to Meryl's level. I think even as a young person, Anne Hathaway does the same for Julia Roberts. Oh my god. You did it too. Sorry. For Julie Andrews. I think she does the same for Julie Andrews.
She does. And they said like they were really impressed, like, because she is like 17 and she carries this film. I love Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, I do too. But I just love it in the way that like oh my gosh. I love that like Julie Andrews. It's not like she's working with basically a newcomer. She is, but it is like the passing of a baton, just like in the film. Yeah, it feels like that.
It does feel like that. You described that perfectly. Yes.
Phew.
I was trying to think how to articulate that. Yes, she passes the baton. Yeah, the tiara.
She passes the tiara. Which, can we talk about that scene?
The tiara?
Well,
the tiara that's not like the tiara on Anne Hathaway versus Julie Andrews. That situation.
What?
I don't know. I guess Anne Hathaway's tiara was like more or less like costume jewelry, but Julie Andrews was like the real like diamonds or something.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we need to talk about that. Like that's I get it.
Yeah.
You're like that. Also, we've also noted how Anne Hathaway is a kind of a klutz. So
oh yeah, that's probably for the best. Yeah. No, what is it that you were thinking?
So the most important scene in this movie, the most iconic scene.
Yes.
There's two most iconic scenes that we need to talk about. We've dilly-dallied enough. We could get into the weeds with this movie.
Totally.
But for real, the two scenes that we must talk about, first things first. I'll eat your brains now. Or I'm the realist. Which one?
And I'm like, just tell me, what is it?
The scene where Mia finds out she's a princess.
Yes. Shut up.
Shut up.
I love how she just tells her grandmother, shut up.
And Julie Andrews is like, shut up.
She's like, what? You shut your mouth, child.
I love the dude that's like, that could mean gee whiz, golly wally.
I love that too.
Just explaining what shut up is.
Gee whiz.
But yeah, so Mia finds out she's a princess in like the most random way. She just meets her grandma at an embassy, who she's never talked to her grandma ever.
Right.
Her dad's dead.
Yeah.
Which prompts Lily to say, it's been 2 months, get over it. Anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, she finds out her grandma's the queen of Genovia.
Right.
And she does not take it well.
She does not. And I think the guy, whoever one of her consultants is, he's like, don't worry, she'll come around. Because like she basically runs off. She's like, I can't do this. Like I want to be invisible.
She's like, I'm still waiting for normal body parts to come in. I can't run a country.
Yeah, which understandable. I'd be freaked out too. Like being in high school, asked to run a country, like that's a lot of pressure.
It is, especially from a grandma you don't know.
Right.
I love the fight or flight response, or the flight response.
Yeah, it's literal. Like
she's like, nope, see ya.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically Julie Andrews hunts her down.
She does. Yeah.
Goes to her house, meets Mr. Robitusan. And her mom, and they have to convince her to take princess lessons.
Yeah. And she's like, all right, I'll try it. They come up with like a compromise, basically. She's like, I'll think about it. I'll consider.
And she'll make her decision at this ball.
Yeah. Which is I feel like that's, a little less pressure.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, yes, I want to be a princess right away.
Yeah. But she still has to walk, talk, sit, stand, eat, drink like a princess.
Yes.
Up until then. So
I love like that her first, like on her first princess lesson, when she goes back to the embassy, she like breaks the statue.
yes.
Breaks the finger off and like
Sticks it in the mouth.
Yeah, it's like the funniest thing. I don't know.
That's iconic.
Or when they dance the wango.
Yes, it's the waltz and the tango. I love Joe, who's Hector Elizondo,
Yes.
a Gerry Marshall staple, dresses like Shaft, and it's just Joe, not Joey.
No.
But
You wanted to call him Joey.
no, well, like in that scene when she's in the limo,
Oh, yeah, she tries to call him Joey. And he's like, no.
But just like when she's like the wango, and he's like, no.
No. Yeah, he's like, no.
I love when Mia just right out the gate is making fun of the queen, how she walks. When she's like, the princesses don't slump like this. And she's like, la, 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 and cracking Charlotte up.
Yeah.
But I also love the dance lessons when Mia is just like, this is how you dance. And she's like, bah,
Oh, yeah, she's like,
bah, bah. Which is how I dance.
it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "No, you call that dancing?" And then she just keeps like bumping into him, and it's like she's physically maybe hurts him. Like,
Yes.
she like elbows him in the rib cage or something while they do a spin. Like when she spins into, I don't know. It's just
She's trying.
she's trying. I like seeing Joe and Clarice dance.
Yes.
That was like steamy.
That's I was, when you read behind the scenes of this, Julie Andrews and Hector Elizondo thought it was really important to have like a mature romantic storyline.
Yeah.
And I really love how there's certain things about this movie that are very like, these characters feel very lived in for pretty much a kid's movie.
Yeah, they do.
And I love how these two greats, Julie Andrews and our boy Joe.
Hector.
Yeah.
Or Joe, yeah.
Or Hector. But to me, he's always Joe.
Joe, yeah.
Just Joe. Yeah, they were like, we gotta like give something to the adults.
Gotta give them something, yeah.
And they have like these like backstories of like, it's never said in the film, but just reading about, what they were thinking. They were like, oh, the husband dies like a couple months ago. Joe seeing this, seeing her mourn and grieve. And Joe is like,
It makes sense.
you've been wearing black for too long.
I love when he says that. You can feel like in that line, it conveys all those things, like the backstory. You can put it together because it's just you're like, oh, he's been waiting on the sidelines for this moment.
And then after that, she wears more bright colors.
Yes.
What a queen. What a legend.
And they were attracted to each other on set, I read. Like they were like, ooh, I think you're cute. Like I think they had like a little flirtationship, and then they were just like, let's write it in there. Like, because Joe was supposed to have, I think, a bit of a smaller role.
Hey,
I don't know. I'm here for it.
I am too. I think that's wild, but awesome.
I love it.
We need that in children's movies.
Yeah.
We need the like adult subplot.
Right. And I love it that it's like, it's like nothing too crazy, but it's just like, you can just, I don't know. You can feel the chemistry.
Their chemistry is through the roof.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of chemistry, what are your thoughts on Mia and Michael?
Michael, he seems cool. He's like a musician.
He fixes cars. He
Fixes
plays
cars?
guitar. He's super hot.
He eats M&Ms.
Yes. Which I like, until this watch, I didn't realize, well, one, how much Anne Hathaway and Robert Schwartzman actually look alike.
Yeah, that part does bother me just a little.
Well, it also bothers me on some level because you've seen Virgin Suicides, right?
Yeah.
Well, Robert Schwartzman plays the little kid in Virgin Suicides, or like one of them. And like he's like 12 in that movie. When I was 12, I look exactly like Robert Schwartzman. And like I started feeling very uncomfortable this rewatch of Princess Diaries being like, why am I so attracted to this man? I kind of look like him. Like, I don't know if you can, I don't know. I feel
I could see it.
But even like when we were like,
Yeah.
you got us the Virgin Suicides again, because that's Uncanny Valley. Like, but Anne Hathaway kind of is in that bracket too of like looking so much like your romantic.
Yeah. It's like, are they brother and sister, or are they a thing?
It's kind of hot though. You know, it's kind of messed up that it's Swiss Miss and like gross if they're two blondes, but if it's two brunettes, it's hot.
Huh.
Is this, you know, not racist? Is this prejudice?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Because you know what I mean? Like, if you see two tall blonde people together, you're like, get away from me, you kissing cousins.
Yeah.
But Anne Hathaway and Robert Schwartzman, you're like, now that's a brother and sister that I'd like to see get together, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about?
I love this take. Yeah. I do. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
Like, we as a society are like, get out of here, you blondes.
Yeah.
And we're like, well.
Like, we'll let it slide.
Yeah.
We'll endorse this.
It's like that Instagram account. Like, are they lovers or are they related?
Yeah.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Some
food for thought for the listeners. This is what Shut Up and Listen should have been. And
Yes.
I think Lily should have gone on and been like, so my best friend and my brother, they kind of look related. Anyways, thoughts on this guy?
That'd be great. We should just change our podcast to Shut Up and Listen.
Shut Up and Listen.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
I like that. Second most important scene of the movie. The makeover.
Oh.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, no. Definitely
No,
the
what's the
makeover.
second important
Well,
to you?
this might be the third, but like the dinner scene.
Oh, yeah, that's the third.
That's
for sure.
Yeah, but that's the third. The makeup is, the transformation's important. I just forgot that we haven't. We touched on it, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this needs to be, we need to take a beat for the makeover scene.
Yes.
Because this is, and I know this is like an age-old trope. It's kind of a dying trope. The ugly swan, the ugly duckling
Yeah.
trope. But I love it. I'm sorry.
Also, like taking off glasses.
And making them hot. I get it. I love it. It is not an insult, by the way. I was in an audition class once. And, you know, I was kind of hated in college towards the end. Anyways, you can, I'm just giving an antidote. I'm sorry.
This is Shut Up and Listen.
This is Shut Up and Listen now. But no, so as an insult, a girl stood up and was like, because we were all going around and saying like what kind of typecast each other would be, because it was an audition class.
It wasn't supposed to be like, get up and we're going to insult you. That wasn't the
No.
part of the class.
It was like give feedback on like what kind of role like you know, you'd be typecast as. And one girl stood up and was like, yeah, Nikki is like that really annoying trope of like a girl with glasses and then like she's all that basically.
Yeah.
Everyone rolls their eyes at like the she's all that. Like once a girl takes off her glasses, like she becomes 10 times hotter. Yeah. It is true though.
It is. Yeah. But you know, they usually ugly them up and then they show the girl who's already pretty. You know what I mean? Like the movie magic is interesting. You know what I mean?
Yes. I guess that's how one of the ugly duckling tropes can go. I guess when people really do say they get annoyed with it, it is literally the Rachel Lee Cook where you've never seen She's All That, have you?
I thought we watched it together. Mm-mm. Oh, She's All That. Not that other one. Never mind. Yeah, no.
They literally just put her in overalls and glasses. That is it. And then in the scene when Freddie Prinze Jr. realizes she's hot, she's wearing a red dress and doesn't have glasses.
So it's like Superman,
basically.
In that case. Like that's not a real transformation.
But it is in a way. I mean, like I think actually in real life I've experienced this.
When you take off your glasses.
Yes. People treat me different in just the world. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, people are stupid is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
My point was like this is like a tired trope where you can either have the She's All That or, you know, I think this is like one of the really cool examples of the makeover scene. I'm a sucker for it.
Same. Especially when it's like, I mean, it's just like I feel like in the most cases, just like in Pretty Woman, it's like bringing out their natural beauty anyways. You know what I mean? So it's not like too over the top. It's just, I don't know. It's self-care. Just get a little zhuzh. Like,
I think with Mia, it isn't so much of like a makeover scene as like her stepping into who she's going to be. It's like a transition into adulthood in a way, like not having like a mask.
Mm-hmm. She's also not invisible. Yeah, this makes her kind of more visible.
Yes. Like she's cool with being invisible. And like this is taking off the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And being like, self-care. Like put a little effort into myself.
Yeah.
Is this the rain?
Yeah, that's the rain. We're listening to the rain. This is an ASMR podcast now.
Holy moly. I thought it was a faucet. It literally like...
So relaxing.
No. Any other thoughts on the makeover scene? Or Paolo?
Paolo. I just like how he's like, only Paolo can take this and this and give you a princess.
A princess.
Yeah. I like the photo reveal. Like it's cool. Builds up anticipation. I also love, like when they brush her hair and the brush breaks.
Yes. And then they broke her glasses and Mia's like, you broke my glasses. And Paolo's like, you broke my brush.
I mean, I always thought that was a little extreme because people need glasses to see.
Not if you have contacts.
True, but it's like you should probably get them first before you break someone's glasses.
It's true.
She's gonna be like scooting and being like, you know what I mean?
Just bumping
like,
into walls.
But she'll look fabulous. Or maybe they picked her up in the limo. Now that I think about it. Anyway.
Well, you don't need, when you have a limo, Joe is driving you in a limo.
I guess nothing matters.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I just love this makeover scene. I love her princess straight, like blowout.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. And she doesn't have that much makeup on. It's just like,
just a touch.
Just a touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just lovely. The reveal is, I don't know, it's very satisfying. I think because we go all this way with Mia already.
Mm-hmm.
So it like hits right in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. And then when she catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror, she's like, whoa, this is me?
Yeah.
I don't know. That part's cool.
I love it. And I love, I love Michael's reaction to it.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's like, just floored essentially, and Lily's super jealous.
Yeah, she's such a hater. She's like, how dare you look good? Like, I don't even know who you are. It's like, whoa now.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I think Lily's more upset that like she knows something's going on.
Yeah, but she's not telling her.
Well, like in defense of Lily, one day Mia's on a scooter with like Bushman eyebrows, and the next day she's driving in a limo.
Yeah,
gets a makeover.
Yeah, it makes sense that she would be a little like perturbed,
like something sus.
Yeah, and she does call her out and then she's like, friends tell, like, what's going on? And then when she tells her, she's like, oh my god.
She tries to wear, like, Mia still wants to be invisible, so she wears this, like, kind of cute bucket hat.
It's a very cute bucket hat. Is it wool?
It looks like wool.
It's like gray, and it's like a fancy bucket hat.
It's a sleigh.
Yeah.
And Lana, that bitch, calls her out.
Yeah, she's like, no hats allowed in class. Right?
And everyone's like, Mama Mia, look at Mia. She's hot now.
She can't catch a break, though, because they, like, kind of make fun of her for looking hot.
Look who's trying to fit in.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god.
And that's when Lily goes, Voltaire. I'd much rather talk about Voltaire.
Yeah.
Oh, meanwhile, the debate teacher is dating Mia's mom.
Oh, yeah.
So she really can't catch a break anywhere she goes.
I forgot about that part. Did we even get a follow-up there? Does he go to the dance at the end with it?
I think
mom?
they end up together. Like in Princess Diaries 2, they end up together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so complicated. It's very Gilmore Girls. You know what I mean? Like very like Lorelai.
For sure.
Right there. Yeah.
For sure.
Just saying.
Maybe that's why I just like accept it as like a plot point. I'm like, that's not too crazy. I've seen Gilmore Girls.
Seen this before, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh, Joe, when Mia's feeling bad about Lily getting on her case, being a jealous bitch, Joe says, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Another special lady like yourself or something. He says something like that to her. Like, I don't know. I love Joe. He's the real, like, knight in shining armor.
He is. He's the real Prince Charming.
He's the real Prince Charming, yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
I love when they go to the royal dinner party.
Yes.
And she, like, tries to remember all the, you know, like, what fork to use and everything. She's doing pretty good, but then she sets someone on fire and has to put the fire out. I don't know. There's, like, so many, like physical comedy moments, and it cracks me up every time.
So the waiter from Pretty Woman's in it too. Yeah. And says it happens all the time.
It happens all the time. Like, I love how everyone at this table also tries to make her feel better. Like, when she eats, like, the ice cream too fast and gets the brain freeze, and she's like, oh, they're like, oh my God.
We'll do it too.
Yeah, except that one couple who's, like, coming for her tiara.
Oh, yes. They're like, this will be ours. But everyone else is so sweet, and everyone else is laughing. And I know, like, she's embarrassed, but, like, even the queen, like, Clarice, is having a fun time.
Yeah.
Like, she charms everyone instead of just being a royal mess.
Yeah. I love that. I don't know. They really yes-and her, you know?
I love it. I love to see it.
I love when she's like, I want to make a toast, and breaks the glass. Like,
so good. So good at physical comedy, too.
Yes.
Does Anne Hathaway do a lot of comedies? I feel like she should. I feel like she's got it.
Yeah. Maybe she should do more. Yeah.
I want to, we're talking about Jennifer Lawrence. Where's our Anne Hathaway?
Right?
Do you remember when everyone was pitting them against each other? And just like, back in 2014?
Why though? Like,
because Jennifer Lawrence was the cool girl and Anne Hathaway was trying too hard, essentially.
Yeah, I remember that. But
I don't know. I always related to Anne Hathaway, so I was always on that team. But now that I'm a J-Law stan and also an Anne stan,
let's put them in a movie together. Comedy.
Oh my God, that would be great.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. But still a PSA that Jennifer Lawrence is still young. Anne Hathaway is 10 years older than her, technically. So,
but you cannot tell.
Oh no, definitely not. But
cast him in Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
She'll be like the really klutzy angel, though. Setting people on fire.
I'm here for it. Ooh, for 1 second, can we talk about you were talking about the state dinner scene? Mm. So there's this periwinkle gown that Anne Hathaway wears, and it was actually inspired by Princess Victoria of Sweden. And the costume designer Gary Jones described it as a bow to the Renaissance and Romeo and Juliet, accessorizing it with 18-karat diamond ring.
Ooh.
So
very fancy.
Yeah.
I love that dress. That color on her is really pretty.
It is. Oh, and I guess Julie Andrews' state dinner dress is an homage to the stage role as Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady, and was handmade in China.
Wow.
So that's on that.
That's on that.
But I love how that's like, I don't know, everything else fashion-wise is quintessential 2001. Mm-hmm. Like, I love that aspect of it. Like, Julie Andrews is very, you know, kind of Dior inspired, or like Chanel.
Yes.
Or Bill Blass, you know? And then everything else is, even down to the blue fingernail polish that Mia wears.
Yes, I love that.
It's just
the little details.
Yeah.
I love Lily's, like, butterfly clips that she wears.
Choker. Did you wear a choker? I feel like there's a lot of like chokers.
Definitely. And that one dude with like the fire engine red hair.
Favorite.
Love it.
With the iMac. That's like the Legally Blonde one. The colors.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see it.
Did you know that the mayor of like San Francisco, like the actual mayor was in the movie playing the mayor.
Oh,
Yeah. They were going to hire someone, but then they just got him to do it, I guess.
I like it.
I don't know. It's kind of fun. It kind of grounds it, I guess.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
What else? I feel like I could talk about this movie for like
ages. I'm like, are we going to ever stop ourselves? Like, who, like, do a part 2?
I feel like there is a point, but there's a lot of scenes we could go through.
Mm-hmm.
But what's another? I'm trying to think of like the beach.
Yeah, the beach
scene.
Yeah,
because that like to me is one of those scenes that are like seminal in my life because she talks about the foot pop and she's like, when you kiss someone, you know, for the first time, you want to have your foot pop.
I remember that too. Yeah, I remember thinking
like the foot pop's like very important.
Yeah.
But yeah, she goes with Josh, who asks her out, and she blows off Michael and blows off Lily for Shut Up and Listen.
Yep.
Like we have that scene. Any thoughts on the beach party?
I remember like as a kid watching this being so disheartened at like all the things that were happening. I'm like, they bullied her. No. I just remember being like in those emotions, and now watching it now, I'm just like, I still feel that, but I'm like, dang girl, like these, like you can't trust anyone. Like, why would you trust these people? Why would you go to the party? Yeah, I get it. Like the guy's cute, but you know, it's very sus because it's out of the blue and he doesn't really show any interest in her. You know, like it's just like, I'm very sus about it. Like I know it's going to happen, but still, you know, it's just.
Or like when Mandy Moore and crew steal her clothes.
That's really mean.
It's very, very mean.
Yeah, because they seem like they're on her side for a second. They're like, girl, oh my God, that guy's horrible. Look, we saved your clothes. And they even have like they really thought this prank through. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, we've got a changing tent here. She won't even think twice. She'll be so, you know.
And they expose her to the paps.
Yeah. And she's like practically naked. Like she's in the middle of changing. That's like so rude. Like.
It is. I feel like it's so mean.
Yeah. It's like, girl.
But Mandy Moore does sing Stupid Cupid, so.
Yeah.
So you win some, you lose some. I suppose.
Yeah, I'm like, why was that their song? Like, it really isn't like a bop. It's just, I don't know.
No, I think it's a bop.
Really?
Yeah. It's
like,
cute.
They make it into a bop, but it's not like, who would think to use that song, you know?
Because they're at the beach. I don't know. I'm in the fantasy.
You're like, I believe it.
I believe everything about this movie.
Oh.
Also, Josh looks very chic. Very nautical chic. Like, he looks like he popped out of a J. Crew catalog with his striped sweater. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's a douchebag, but I'm very into the fit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Very, very cute. And I love how, you know, she tries to do the foot pop and she like gets stuck on a fishing net.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's not a good sign when
popping.
You can't pop.
I love when she sends like the sorry pizza to Michael because she like you said, like she stands him up, she stands Lily up.
Yeah.
But that's all, I guess, that's all you gotta do. Send a pizza with sorry spelled out on it.
It is one of those scenes that she does the sorry pizza. She does come into her own, though. Like, before that, you get the softball scene.
Oh, yeah.
Where Josh is making fun of her.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
She hits the softball and it hits him.
Yes. Right where it hurts.
Yes. And then, you know, Lana is making fun of her, and then she cones her.
I love it. Yes. Lana got coned.
Lana got coned. And then, you know, she sends the sorry pizza. Like, I think this movie, which I didn't really pick up on, like, growing up, it is a movie about, like, coming into your own and finding your own voice. Mm-hmm. But it's not, like, overtly.
And taking responsibility for your actions.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not like overtly like that. So I just think it's cool how, you know, this one event at the beach happens to Mia. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, oh, like she like takes that and she's like, I gotta make it right.
Yeah.
But yeah, can we talk about the scene, like the leading up to the ball?
Mm-hmm.
The ball scene, the final scene.
Yeah.
So she sends the sorry pizza and she gets stuck in the rain.
Yes.
And her Mustang stops working.
It's terrible. Her baby. I love that she calls her car her baby.
Oh, the first time Queen Clarice finds, like, she's like, her baby.
Yeah, she's like, what? Oh.
But
it's like a convertible too, but it won't, it's not like doing the thing.
no.
She really can't catch a break towards the end there. Like,
No, it's like the growing moments.
yeah.
And she comes to the ball, just like in her clothes, sopping wet.
Yeah. Well, Joe finds her, right? Somehow.
Yeah.
Joe comes through.
My man Joe, yeah.
Again, like,
He always comes through.
yeah. It's like he like somehow, he's like, I know where she is.
He has like the senses.
Yeah.
His Joe senses were tingling.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has that speech, the monologue to everyone about being a princess.
I love how she also is like, she shows up with her hair drenched. She's in like the hoodie. Like, she didn't have time to change, but she's like, she's there. And that's the important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not being perfect. I think that's also like a message, you know, because she is kind of klutzy. She's figuring things out. Like, she's not perfect, but she's very charming somehow still. And she shows up when it's important.
Yeah. That's what growing up is all about, right?
Yeah.
She passes all the princess tests.
She does.
That's what being a princess is all about.
Yeah.
And then she gets to dance with Michael and she gets to have the foot pop.
Yeah.
They do the robot together, which is like my couple's goals.
Yes.
Because he sees her when she's invisible.
Yeah. The waterworks.
It gets me every time.
Same. It is a cute little story. I mean, I don't know. I love this movie so much.
I do too.
It's just so heartwarming. And all the extras do such a great job. Like, it's fun. Like, the dance montage at the end.
I love it. I just love the personality in it. I even love, like, the little character quirks and, like, the ad-libs. Like, I love when Anne Hathaway's on the bleachers and she falls.
Yes.
And, like, hits herself on the bleachers and everyone, like, comes to her aid. But it's that, like, really happened and they just kept shooting.
I love that.
But I love Gerry Marshall's, like, when he is on. And, like, I love just the way every single actor gets to have their moments and personality shine. And he doesn't, like, skip through it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to articulate it,
He
but
seems like he'd be great to work with. Because from what I saw, he, like in the behind the scenes, well, Anne Hathaway talks about how, like, if you don't feel comfortable with a line, you know, you just say, like, what you think the character would say, and he'd work with you and come up with a new line, like, things like that, or just making the set super fun to be on. Like, people look forward to going to work every day, which is really awesome. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to create a film, you should be enjoying the process. I want to be on set on a Gerry Marshall film.
it just is, yeah, there's so much joy in this movie, I think.
Yeah. It's still giving.
It is.
After all this time.
It is one of those movies that hold up.
Yeah.
I love it. And it was a box office success. Like, surprisingly so. My iPad died, so I don't have, like, the stats. But I do know this is, like, the same weekend. It comes out on August 3rd, 2001. It's in the top 3 of the box office. It does well. It's, like, in the same week as, like, Rush Hour 2.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I mean, summer of 2001 is really, like you said, giving anyways. But
okay, so I found out it's 165.3 million is the what it grossed at the box office. So that's, like, a lot.
especially for a kids movie. Like,
yeah, for what it was, I feel like that is a lot.
it's the Gerry Marshall fact. It is
Yeah.
it is like the Pretty Woman 10 years later. I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but
Yeah. Are they gonna make a third one? Should they? They should not. It's been too much time. Gerry Marshall isn't around, right?
Yeah, he's dead. And I think, okay, hot take. The Princess Diaries 2, while I love it for what it is not. The Princess Diaries is such a perfect movie in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need any follow-ups, but...
Yeah, and the follow-up doesn't... It's just not as good, quite frankly. And there's a lot of things in that movie that just... that work. There's some things that work. There's some things that just, like, fall apart.
Yeah, I have issues with some things in that movie as well.
Yeah, and there's way more... I think it is very cool that this movie, The Princess Diaries, gets to live in this, like, kid tween universe, but also in this, like, it feels like a proper film.
Yes.
And Princess Diaries 2 feels like half a proper film, half a Disney Channel film.
Yes.
Like, there's too much Raven in it, too much.
I always forget, like, I haven't seen that movie in so long, but that, like, unlocked my memory when you said Raven.
It does have Breakaway as the song.
Oh, yeah.
Like, which
that also,
is a sleigh.
Yeah.
But it's also, it cements you, I think, in this soundtrack, for the first one, you get so much indescript pop music.
Yeah.
I feel like the second one you get, if you're like Lindsay Lohan's on the soundtrack, Kelly Clarkson, Raven,
it timestamps it more.
But it does, and it also cements it as like Disney.
Yeah,
and I think this time, like the mid 2000s, is like Disney Channel is popping off.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it just puts it into this weird box.
I agree.
Also, it's like very weird to see like Lily and Mia in like so much lip gloss and so much juicy couture, like track pants, like talking about Prince William. Yeah, there's some things about it that are like cool,
yeah, but
also not timeless.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
I'm here for it, but I just don't want to see a third. Like, what would that
I don't
be?
know. Yeah. And Julie Andrews better be in it if there was. But yeah, how would that, without Gerry Marshall, be hard to... I think 2's enough. We're fine.
I think so too, because also, what are they going to do?
Yeah, go down, like, a mattress slide again? Like, yeah, what are they going to do? Like, she's princess already. Like, what?
And we've learned from Anne just like that. I do not care. Like, there better not be kids.
Right? And now what? Anne Hathaway has children? Ew. Gross. I feel like Lily. I'm like, ew.
And she ends up with Chris Pine, which I love Chris Pine. But also, like, in my mind...
No.
Mia and Michael are endgame.
Yes. What if Mia and Michael come back together? Like, Chris Pine dies. Like and just like that. He's on a Peloton. He's not even that old, but he's like, he has heart problems or something.
He's on a Peloton, but also doing the archery that he was doing.
At the same time. It was dangerous. Maybe he got himself with the arrow because he like tripped like while he was pedaling. Like he like flipped over into it, like something silly. And then, well, because Michael, isn't the reason he didn't return something to do with it, like real life? Like the band was touring, and they wrote that in there as well.
Yeah.
So maybe the band's not touring anymore.
Yeah. He comes back. He comes to see her in Genovia.
Yeah.
Or maybe Mia is like, I'm done being the princess.
Yeah. She puts the crown away.
I don't know. There's too many things that are a liability. I don't think we need a Princess Diaries 3. What do you think?
No, definitely not. I don't want to see it. I don't know. It's fine the way it is.
I don't want to see them old.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I think that would just ruin things for me.
I mean, they're not super old or anything, but I just don't want that idea.
I don't want a reminder that I'm aging.
True. Or like, I don't want a reminder that they're
No,
aging.
I want them cemented. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Anne Hathaway looks great. And Julie Andrews looks great too, but it's just that idea. Like, I feel like HD, like, even if Anne Hathaway is looking slaying, like, Chris Pine has aged a lot.
Yeah.
Still hot, but has aged.
Yeah.
what's her name? Heather Mazzarato?
I know, I wanted to say that too. I think it's Mazzarato. I don't know.
But anyways, she looks a lot older. I haven't seen Hector Elizondo and what he looks like in a hot minute, but what if he looks really old? I can't deal with that. I can't
take that. I would cry. Yeah. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, there's too many variables where I would be very, very sad.
Yeah, it would just make me depressed. Yeah.
Mandy Moore has to come back for the third one. I think if they're going to like bring it back, they have to really commit.
Yeah, bring back the guy with the red hair.
Yes. Really bring them all back and just shove it in our face. Sandra Oh comes back.
Yeah.
They actually look really good. All of them do look good for their...
They do.
Maybe this is the one that could work, but plot-wise, I don't know.
Yeah, plot-wise, I don't know what they would do.
Yeah. What could happen? We already have the Princess Diaries 2 plot, where she decides to rule, but not choose a man.
Right. But where do you go from there? Yeah. She chooses a man?
I know. That's not the Gerry Marshall.
That's not the Gerry Marshall way.
That's not what Gerry Marshall and Nippy wanted back in the day. We can't. The ship has sailed.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, we're not here for...
No. Why do you think they they want to bring back everything all the time?
Don't know. Laziness? Lazy writing? Or I don't know. I think maybe just milking thing, like a cash cow situation. They're like, oh, this worked before. Let's do this again. Let's really, the Marvel kind of thing of it all. Maybe just banking off people wanting to experience nostalgia. But honestly, just pop in the Princess Diaries or the Princess Diaries 2 and just enjoy it. It's because they can't make money off of that.
That's true. Well, I don't know, not to really timestamp this episode, but the actors just went on strike.
Yeah.
We might not have movies, so...
everything's going to be AI. And I'm I was trying not to talk about that, but it is what it is.
It's very dark. It is I was thinking about it last night, and it sent this ping in my heart where I'm just if I have an idea, or if anyone has an idea, if they have a vision, if they want to write, if they want to direct something new, even in a little way, because of the actor strike and the writer's strike, we're probably for a hot second going to be getting
terrible content. But also, the only things that are going to be new are going to be from TikTok or from YouTube. So if anyone has an idea or a vision, we're in 2023. We got to create it. True.
The only way out is to use what we have and create new things. Because, Daddy Zaslav and all these, Bob Iger and whatever, they're not going to make our dreams come true. They're not Julie Andrews. They're not Queen Clarice.
Right.
All these people won't even pay basics, or no one's getting residual checks like they used to.
It's fucked up.
With streaming, that's just, this model's not working, and the people at the top are so arrogant, and who knows? It's bleak. It seems very bleak.
It does seem bleak, yeah.
But it really does, it is a time where young people like us, if you got an idea, just make it yourself.
Yeah.
Rate it yourself.
Yeah.
Produce it yourself.
You can. We do have so many tools.
And keep doing that, because the Marvel movies are Legally Blonde 3 isn't going to save us from this. And movies are so important, and that kind of art's so important. And
I agree. I do feel we're getting closer and closer to Idiocracy, in the way that their TV shows or movies are all nonsense in the future, and it's just fart jokes or something stupid. I don't know. I feel if we rely on AI, how nothing's gonna be new, because it's all AI does is regurgitate ideas that already exist and mix them up, but it's not it's never gonna be the same as a real human writer with human experience,
yeah, it's never gonna come across, because we're human, so we're gonna pick up on the things that
are
human. The great thing to circle it back to the Princess Diaries, is we're talking about loving this movie after 20 plus years because of the Gerry Marshall's attention to detail, the actors' ability to think for themselves, think as the character, to ad-lib, to, you know,
Yes.
all these options to live in a world, breathe in a world. And that's why it really comes across and why it's timeless and people love it. I don't know. I think, you know, also writer strikes. We're going to get a lot of like reality TV.
Yeah.
Which does seem like Idiocracy. Like, have you seen that Frankie Jonas and Kevin Jonas reality show?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen, like, I know of it. Like, I've seen like, it's weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think we're going to get a lot of that and a lot of things that are very close to like Idiocracy TV. So
Gross.
basically, you know.
I'm not here for it.
No,
Did you see Fran Drescher pop off? She's my hero.
I know. I love, because, you know, she's the president of SAG. I love that one episode of The Nanny, you know, where she's at the picket lines.
Yes.
I love how I've seen that so much on TikTok now because of Fran Drescher, you know, in the actor strike. So
that's fun. I love that.
Yeah.
Also, like, their strike, like, it's like a double whammy. How do you do anything if actors and writers are both on strike?
It needs to be done.
Yeah, I think so. As long as it takes.
I mean, you know, the system's gonna implode.
Crumble, yeah.
So, I don't know. You can't rely on things like that. And, yeah. So,
that's on that.
And that's on that. But, like, don't lose hope. Like,
don't lose hope. Yeah. It'll get better, right?
It's just not gonna change. It's just gonna change.
It'll have to change.
Yeah. But we gotta create what we want to create.
That's right.
So
be the change you want to see.
Yeah.
That's what Joe would say.
Yeah, that's what Joe would say. Joe would say, you've been wearing black way too long. You know. But yeah. I think if anything, that should be like an incentive to create new things.
Yeah.
Because that old system's not working. So
totally agree.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, period. I don't have anything else to say either.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
wrap this up now. Okay, how many princess waves would you give the Princess Diaries? Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for being here. I'd give it like 5 out of 5. Princess waves, yeah.
I give it also 5 out of 5 razor scooters.
Yeah, it's just perfect.
5 out of 5 Mr. Robitussin's trash cans.
5 out of 5 flip pops.
5 out of 5 Fat Louis.
Oh my god, that was one detail too. Have you seen like the behind the scenes, like the camera they were using while filming? They put like a replica of Fat Louis, like it's like a stuffed animal cat that looks just like Fat Louis on top of the camera. Like it's so like goofy. I don't know.
I love that. I love that so much. Here for it. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for being here today.
Make sure to rate and review on iTunes.
And we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Bye.